Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, beautiful people. Welcome back to another day of YouTube, another day of anime. Alright? So today we'll be reacting to every bending style explained from Avatar Last Airbender and the Legends of Korra. Alright? So I want to give a quick shout out to Anime Upward for making this video. It's not a sponsorship or nothing, so don't think nothing of it. He makes a lot of these videos, entertainment. They're good learning sources if you want to learn about different animes. He does a lot of different animes, so go like and subscribe to his content, and go follow him and see what he's going through. So yeah, we'll be reacting to this. My hair's a little crazy right now because I gotta get it done. I got my braids taken out yesterday, and now I don't know what I'm gonna do today. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So yeah, like and subscribe to my video if you want more content. Comment down below on what you guys want me to react to next, and that'll be it. Let's just get right into it. Legends of Korra and Anime Last Airbender. Of course, those are very popular cartoons or anime. Some people call it anime, some people call it cartoons. But regardless, they're very popular. I love the bending on there. If I had to pick a specific bender, what would that be? I would probably say it would have to be either air or earth, but I'm going towards more of earth towards it. And that's just my opinion. But let's get right into it.
Fam goes in here from Anime Uproar with my first Avatar video. I love Avatar and I'm glad to finally be making a video on it. This definitely isn't the first anime channel to cover Avatar, even though it's not technically an anime, but that doesn't really matter if we all love Avatar. So if you do want to keep seeing Avatar videos on this channel, be sure to smash that like button to let me know. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe, and this is crucial. Hit that notification bell or you will miss future Avatar videos. There will be all kinds of spoilers, so you...
Also spoilers to you guys too for whoever watched it. You guys pretty sure everyone should have watched it already, but let's just go. Like and subscribe to this dude too as well.
Been warned about that. Now, without further ado, let's jump into it. Before we get into the interesting specific bending styles, let me just mention that there are 5 broad bending powers: air bending, water bending, earth bending, fire.
And then I'm gonna try to guess the other one. Metal bending?
Bending and energy bending.
Oh.
Then within those categories, there are interesting and more rare sub-bending styles that we'll get into. Not everyone in the Avatar world is a bender, and only the Avatar can bend more than one of these broader categories. In fact, avatars have the potential to learn all of these broader bending styles. And as you probably know already, bending means being able to manipulate the element in question. So let's start with airbending, which is associated with the nation of air nomads. The flying bison, shout out to Appa, were the original airbenders. Airbending is associated with freedom and the season of autumn. Its direct opposite is earthbending. Airbenders tend to be focused on speed and evasion. Airbending allows one to...
But you had so many like Toph on your hands, I mean you could get the earthbending easy, you know what I'm saying?
Manipulate the wind in order to attack, defend, evade, and even fly. Most airbenders use a glider or special outfits in Legend of Korra to help them fly around, but 2 airbenders in history have been able to fly like Superman without...
The one dude from Legend of Korra, I don't know how, but yeah, whatever. He entered the void.
...needing gliders or special suits. These 2 were Guru Lakhima and Zahir from Legend of Korra. It was said that Guru Lakhima spent the last 40 years of his life without ever touching the ground. Like Superman-esque flight, spiritual projection is a specialized airbending technique that can be learned by special airbenders like Janora. This technique makes it possible for a person's spirit to leave its physical body temporarily, allowing them to travel underwater, through walls, or to hone in on someone who they have a strong spiritual connection to. Notably, we've also seen airbenders travel on top of a ball of wind, use airbending to create a barrier of wind that serves as protection against explosions or poisonous gases, create hurricanes.
I think Aang, honestly, in my opinion, was the most creative when it came to airbending, because he had a lot of tools. I mean, a lot of people usually just push, pull, use stuff to evade, but in my boy Aang, he was really creative with this stuff. I don't know too many other ones, but I said my opinion. Everybody got different opinions.
And bend the air out of someone's lungs. Thus, we could say that we've covered airbending and 2 additional subsets of airbending, including a kind of gravity bending that lets people straight up fly, and a kind of spirit bending that lets a person's soul leave his physical body. Next, let's look at water bending, which is associated with the water tribe. Its direct opposite is fire bending. The original water bender was not an animal, but the moon, which is pretty unique and interesting. Waterbenders are known for being versatile, adaptable, and turning their enemies' power against them. Think of Bruce Lee saying, "Be like water, my friend." Waterbending is known as the element of change, and its corresponding season is winter.
I think waterbending, if a person knows waterbending, they should be overpowered because of all the I'm not talking about bloodbending, but all the sources they could get the water from. They get from grass, trees, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Unlike airbenders, waterbenders are more dependent on their environment. Having a huge body of water to work with helps, but skilled waterbenders can also bend water out of the air or out of living things like plants. Waterbenders can also quickly turn water into ice and vice versa. As mentioned, waterbending is associated with the moon, so it is stronger at night and especially during a full moon, but the ability disappears during a lunar eclipse and if the moon spirit dies. The sub-bending skills for waterbenders are healing and bloodbending. Bloodbending is especially interesting since it's like a forbidden jutsu in Naruto. It's been called the darkest, most powerful, and most feared type of bending.
It is, bro. Let's be real, because Aang almost got caught up in it. If it wasn't for his avatar state, I mean, he would have been caught in it.
It allows humans to control animals and or other humans. By controlling the blood in their bodies, the user can manipulate their victims as if they were puppets. The technique was discovered by waterbender Hama when she was in a Fire Nation prison. Katara helped to outlaw bloodbending, but that did not stop people from using it altogether. Originally, Hama and later Katara needed a full moon in order to bloodbend. However, later on, the criminal Yakone learned to use bloodbending without needing a full moon. Yakone could even render people unconscious through his use of bloodbending, and it took an avatar mode Aang taking his bending powers in order to finally stop him. Still,
if it wasn't for Aang in the avatar state, I believe my man would have been unstoppable.
Yakone managed to escape from prison and had 2 bloodbending sons. Noatak, the older sibling, grew up to become Amon. As Amon, he could use bloodbending to counteract the bloodbending of others and even to take away a person's bending ability permanently. However, the avatar is able to undo this and return the affected person.
It's my man Aang, bro.
Bending powers. Next up, let's look at earthbending, which is associated with the people of the Earth Kingdom. The original earthbenders were the Badger Wolves. Earthbending is known as the element of substance, and it's associated with spring. As opposed to airbenders, earthbenders tend to stand their ground. Their style emphasizes strength and fortitude rather than evasion and mobility. Earthbenders have a special connection with the earth and are associated with patiently listening and waiting.
Airbenders are good, or do have a connection with the earth, but I feel like only a few airbenders actually utilize this to the full potential, such as Toph's daughters, because they use that little sensory thing.
Waiting for the right moment to strike. Just think about how Bumi, the king of Omashu, let himself be captured and waited for the perfect time to strike. He waited until the day of Black Sun for the firebenders to lose their bending abilities and then single-handedly liberated his city in minutes. What's more, he was 112 years old at the time. It just doesn't get more legendary than that.
Forgot.
Like waterbenders.
Boy Bumi was raw. Goofy, but raw. Like, she's raw too. I wish I could see more of her in Legend. I want her to make her own spin-off.
Earthbenders are pretty reliant on the environment. If there is no earth around, then normal earthbenders are pretty much powerless. That's why people used to use metal prisons to hold earthbenders. But then Toph Beifong managed to learn metal bending, and so metal tends to be replaced by platinum in the Legend of Korra, since no one has been able to bend platinum yet. In addition to metal bending, some special earthbenders can learn lava bending. Lava bending is considered to be even rarer than metal bending. Lava bending allows the user to turn earth into lava and manipulate it at will.
That was OP. My boy took down the whole the sky area, the northern sky temple, or I forgot which sky temple was. Took it down with ease.
Lava benders can also turn lava into earth. Although it is more common in Legend of Korra, lava bending was used long before by the Fire Nation Avatar, who came before Avatar Yang Chen, and then later by Avatar Kyoshi when Shin tried to conquer her peninsula.
Oh man, God, bro, man, oh my God. I need to get my YouTube red back on.
Used lava bending in order to help split the peninsula from the mainland. To this day, that remains one of the most impressive things I've seen in Avatar.
Yeah.
Another sub-skill of earthbending is seismic sense, which lets the user read vibrations in earth and or metal. This ability lets earthbenders detect people's movements and locations. Toph could even use this ability as a lie detector. Furthermore, as an old lady in the foggy swamp,
she was a beast. She could read the whole world. She could just be in the microphone. Even out military secrets, you know what I'm saying?
Toph could use seismic sense to connect to the whole world by using the roots of the Banyan Grove tree. In this way, she can watch over her daughters even from ridiculously far away. The last general element we'll cover before we get into energy bending is firebending. Firebending is associated with the Fire Nation, and it's considered to be the most aggressive style of bending. Dragons were the first firebenders, which makes for a pretty epic origin. Its opposite is water. It's considered to be the element of power, and it's associated with the season of summer. Unlike earthbenders, firebenders can produce their element from thin air. If there's already a fire, they can manipulate the flames, but they don't need a pre-existing fire in order to firebend. Their power corresponds with the sun and is thus strongest at noon and weakest at night. Firebending is not possible during a solar eclipse, while it's greatly amplified when a comet passes close to the Earth. Iroh even mentions during Sozin's comet that only...
Hey, my boy, Grandpa here. My boy was sick. I don't know if you guys seen that. I know I'm talking a lot, but it's okay. When he was getting captured, he was like, you know why they call me the dragon something. He said... What?
Once every 100 years can a firebender experience this much power. He then goes on to Fireflex and is able to straight up firebend a hole into Ba Sing Se's famous wall. Another interesting detail is that Azula's firebending is blue, suggesting that her flames might be hotter than that of other firebenders.
Blue is hotter.
Firebending include lightning bending and combustion bending. Lightning bending lets one generate and or redirect lightning. It is so rare that for many centuries few people even knew that lightning bending was a thing. Nevertheless, there are quite a few characters who've been able to use it throughout the...
That girl Zula, she was a beast, bro. She was a beast. I hate that how she ended off. She was crazy, but you know that had to do something with her because she was a beast. Zuko, I don't care. Zuko would not be able to handle her.
The series,
back
Azula,
then.
Iroh, Ozai, and Mako in Legend of Korra have all been able to generate lightning. Then there's Combustion Bending, an OP ability that we've seen from Combustion Man in The Last Airbender and from Pali in Legend of Korra. This ability allows its user to ignite things with their mind. Each of the Combustion Bending users we've seen have had what looks like a tattooed third eye on their forehead. A kind of beam is released from this third eye, and it causes a powerful explosion when it comes into contact with something. Pali could even curve her beam, allowing her to hit the enemy from difficult angles. The key to beating these overpowered combustion benders is hitting them in the third eye. Once hit, the third eye will fail to work properly for a while, and it could even backfire on the user. And then there's energy bending, which includes bending the energy within human bodies. Aang used energy bending to take away bending powers, and Korra used energy...
See, I know if a lot of people was in Aang's shoes, they would have probably chopped his head off. They would have probably ended right then and there.
Bending to return people's bending powers after they were taken away through the use of blood bending. And then things get a little more crazy. Korra used energy bending in order to create a giant projection of her spirit that could launch powerful energy.
I had a positive time. Korra was a trash avatar. The show was good, but Korra, I mean, she was a trash avatar.
Blasts. It was this ability that let her beat the Dark Avatar in Season 2. In the final season of Korra, Korra uses energy bending to deflect an extremely powerful beam from Kuvira's Spirit Cannon, arguably the strongest weapon in Avatar. Lastly, the user of energy bending must have a spirit that is unbendable, or else they may be corrupted by another spirit, as Aang almost was when he was trying to take away Ozai's firebending. And that is it for today's video about every bending style ever. Let me know in the comments what your favorite type of bending is and what kind of video.
Well, as you guys can see, that was the last of the that was it. Every bending style explained. Avatar, Last Airbender, and Legend of Korra. it was explained by my anime uproar. So go like and subscribe to his channel, and like and subscribe to my channel. Do that as a please, thank you. Yeah, so comment down below what you guys want me to react to next. It's getting difficult trying to find things to react to, but like and subscribe and comment down below. Thank you.